A sauna does a lot more than just help you relax, and almost all of it is backed by real research. I've spent 9 years studying it and use one every day myself for spinal issues and chronic inflammation. So here's every benefit that actually matters, head to toe, starting with your heart and ending with the one benefit that decides how long you live. Section 1. Your heart. Sit in a hot sauna for a few minutes and your heart rate climbs to somewhere around 100 to 150 beats a minute. Your blood vessels open up, your circulation jumps, and your heart starts working harder while you're doing absolutely nothing. This is the same range you'd hit on a brisk walk or an easy bike ride. You're getting a light cardio session while sitting completely still. So what does that buy you over time? Researchers in Finland followed about 2,300 middle-aged men for 2 decades. The ones using a sauna 4 to 7 times a week had roughly a 50% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease than the people who went only about once a week. Same research, about 63% lower risk of sudden cardiac death. And here is why that one thing matters more than any other number in this video. That single effect is most of the reason frequent sauna users end up living longer. Section 2, your brain. That same workout effect doesn't stop at your heart. It goes up to your brain and works on 2 timelines. You feel the first one the same day. Walk out of a sauna and you're calmer than when you walked in. That's not in the head. The heat triggers a release of endorphins and pulls your stress hormones down. For anyone running on a low simmer of stress all week, this alone is the reason to get in. The second timeline you never feel, and it's the bigger one. In that same Finnish research, frequent sauna users were about 65% less likely to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's and about 66% less likely to develop dementia compared to once-a-week users. The likeliest reason ties straight back to your heart. Better circulation, lower blood pressure, less inflammation. The same things protecting one organ are protecting the other. Now, I want to be straight with you, because for this, it matters. That's an association, not a promise. These are observational studies, not a controlled trial. The same goes for the longevity numbers I keep mentioning. They come from studies of middle-aged men, so those exact percentages are strongest for that group. But it's one of the strongest links we have, and the mechanism makes sense, and better circulation and lower inflammation apply to everyone. Section 3, your hormones. Your hormones are next, and there's one spike here almost everyone gets wrong. People hear sauna and hormones and assume it's a wellness myth, the kind of claim with nothing behind it. So let's separate what's real from what isn't. 2 things are real. Regular heat exposure helps regulate cortisol, your main stress hormone. So your baseline stress level tends to settle down over time. And a solid session triggers a genuine measurable spike in growth hormone, the one your body leans on to repair tissue and hold on to muscle. That spike is acute, not permanent, but it's a real response to the heat, and it sets up the next one because that repair process is exactly where the recovery comes in. Section 4. Recovery, which brings us to the one athletes actually pay attention to, recovery. Think about the day after a hard session at the gym, when you're stiff and everything aches and you don't want to train. That's the window the heat works in. It floods your muscles with blood, which speeds up how fast they actually repair. It also switches on something called heat shock proteins, which basically protect and clean up your cells while they're under stress. Heat is one of the few tools that genuinely helps you bounce back faster from a hard session. And every one of these effects stacks toward the biggest number in this video, the one I'll get to last. Section 5, your immune system. Here's the one almost nobody expects a sauna to touch: how often you get sick. Regular sauna use has been linked to fewer common colds. The leading idea is that the heat puts your body into a brief controlled fever-like state, and that nudges it to produce more white blood cells, the front line of your immune response. And every one of these feeds the single number the whole video has been building to. Section 6, the climax. How long you live. So I've mentioned a bigger number 3 times now. Here it is. Forget any single benefit for a second. Put the whole pile together, the heart, the brain, the lower inflammation, the faster recovery, and ask what happens to the one thing that contains all of them: how long you live. In that Finnish research, the frequent users going 4 to 7 times a week had about a 40% lower risk of dying from any cause over the study period compared to the once-a-week users. Not one specific disease, any cause at all. And that's the whole point of this video. You're not chasing one benefit at a time. Every time you sit down, you're stacking them all at once. Section 7. how to actually get these results. So how do you capture all of that? The research points to a clear sweet spot, somewhere around 170 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 20 minutes a session, ideally 4 to 7 times a week. And the benefits track with how often and how long you go, not how hot you can stand it. So consistency matters more than cranking the temperature. This is the exact setup I use at home every day. So now you know what a sauna does across your entire body. The obvious next question is which one to get. I broke down the best sauna for every budget in 2026, from the entry-level options all the way up in this video right here. If today convinced you that it's worth it, that one helps you pick the right setup. I'll see you over there.